and welcome to the Battle Entry Form page. My name is Diva X, and I'm the hostess of The Exotica Show, and I wanted to run down to you guys some information about the upcoming battles and the battles in general, just so you guys can get a better idea of what's going on in order for you to make a conscious decision about entering the battle. Now, if you've never seen a battle before, I strongly encourage you checking out some of the previous winners. All the winners can be found on our YouTube page at youtube.com/Exotica Show. There's also a section with a link down below in the video on this page, so check them out, see what's going on, and see what the battles are all about, of course, before entering. I wanted to make this video in order to encourage you guys to enter the battle. We've had many battles now, and every time there's always different things that kind of factor into a winning battle. Now, the first thing I want you guys to keep in mind is when you guys are signing up for the battle is you're supposed to bring your A game. The ideal is you're stepping your pussy game up and you're bringing to the stage whatever you feel, whatever you think is going to be the showstopper, the ideal performance, the winning performance. Now, the problem is sometimes people get concerned about who else is competing and what they're doing and who they have in their performances and things like that. However, that just gets into your brain and it messes up your ability to focus on bringing your best performance. So I encourage you to not focus on what other people are doing, which is why we do signups come first serve. So that way you're not discouraged about someone bringing a song that you think is more popular or a better song or something of the sort. It's just a matter of making sure that everyone is in their zone and knows exactly what it is that they're bringing. And ideally, you're not really too concerned about what everyone else is doing. Again, this is about you and what you're bringing to the table and what you think is a winning performance. With the battles, I do encourage you guys to invite all your friends and all your supporters, because sometimes that one or two people are the one thing that will make the applause a little bit more for you than the others. And of course, you want to bring everyone that you can, because you never know, you might be in the top two, and if that is what it takes, then that's what it's gonna need. And if you don't invite anyone, then that's not gonna work for you. Moving forward, we will be switching the voting process up at the end. We will do audience applause. However, if the audience applause is very close and is like borderline very hard to determine, we will be going to a point system and gauge the audience level, meaning we're going to use a sound gauger and use that as a gauge to determine who actually is the winner. Now with that, there are a few rules when it comes to the voting process for your crowd. So if the crowd continues to cheer for you when we're trying to get them to cheer for the next person, then they might disqualify you. So make sure you tell your supporters to pay attention to the bitch behind the mic, that would be me, and therefore you can still stay in the competition. That's very, very important. Also, we encourage them to vote for one, and in some cases, you might not be the person in the top two, so we encourage them to vote for someone else. No offense to you, just hey, you gotta move it right along. Sometimes girls have asked me what I think it takes to have a winning battle. Now, the winning of the battle is not up to me and what I think it takes to have a winning battle. I've seen people come with dancers, I've seen people come with amazing costumes, and I've seen people just really turn the party in choreography. However, that does not necessarily mean that that's the winning battle. I've seen in some cases where dancers have been a hindrance to a performance, and the performer is doing amazing, but their dancers are not so much on point, and therefore the whole point system goes down. So dancers could be a good thing and could be a bad thing. However, if you know someone else has dancers, again, you shouldn't be discouraged by that because of that very reason. Also, costumes. Costumes are important. We do require that you do sign up with a look inspired by the artist, whatever artist is being featured. And so the more similar to the costume, the more representation of the artist that's being featured is the best idea. So don't get caught up in dancers and what the costume needs to be. Bring your A game. Also with the battle, I've heard many rumors about how the judging goes and that the house always wins, and that's not the case. The case is the winner of the battle wins the battle. Now, I have gotten complaints about how the judging isn't fair, so on and so forth, so that is why we are moving to the new sound level system, if you will, so that way to ensure that the audience applause is measured accurately, and therefore determining who an appropriate winner is. Now, if it's really, really close, then we will step it up to the next level and make it a point system, including the points that were given by the judges. Now, the judges. Everyone's asking me, how do I pick the judges? I attempt to pick the judges on a non-biased system. I try to look for people, 3 different people, individuals. One who is a huge fan of the artists being featured, meaning they know their artist. They know what they're looking for. They know the movements. They know the slight little nuances that the artist brings. So they are the fan judge. I also ideally look for a choreography or stage person, someone who's worked on many stages, so dancers, even other queens, that look for those moves, that look for the thought process into the presentation, that look for the specifics when it comes to the stage presence. And then of course I look for a queen performer who either is a past battler winner, or someone who I look up to in the drag community, or someone who has had some kind of drag ongoings in the community. And they're looking for the queendom, if you will. They're looking for the makeup, they're looking for the wig, they're looking for the look, they're looking for the queen part of it all. So that's usually the criteria that I focus on. In some cases, you know, if a featured artist is not a choreography person, so then I look in for someone else that may be a little bit more specific to feature this artist, and someone who will be able to judge this artist a little bit better. So there are differences. However, those 3 criteria are the main judges that I look for when it comes to picking those judges. And of course, and I'm biased. If I know that there's beef between 2 people, I'm not going to put someone that doesn't like somebody as a judge, because that just won't work. And so when it comes to the judges, I do attempt to pick them the most fair, and that's just what it comes down to. So hopefully you're here and you still are interested in battling, and I encourage you to get involved. I encourage you to sign up. I encourage you, again, to not focus on what other queens are bringing to the table. I encourage you to put your performance together with the best you in mind, and hopefully that will get you into the final 2. Now, again, moving forward, we will be changing the judging system, so therefore it's going to be slightly different. However, still, your audience, your team, your crew, your go-getters, your team, your squad are very important factors. And again, we're just moving to a more calculated scale in order to account for everyone and account for appropriate judging. So, nothing left to do but to sign up. And remember, make sure you read the criteria for the battle. Each battle may have featured criteria. For the Battle of the Mariah, we had it so that you could only do 1 ballot, because again, the show also is a show, so we want to make sure that the audience doesn't fall asleep. No offense to the Mariah fans. However, if we had a whole hour show of ballads, we might not have a really great battle. So there are special criteria for different battles, so make sure you read that down below, and if there are any, make sure you get into it, because that's what the battles are all about, and that's what it is, that's what it will be. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I hope I've answered a few questions. If you have any additional questions that are not covered in this video, please be sure to email me. Please be sure to send me the information to our website, info@exotica.net. I will definitely reply at my earliest convenience, and I hope to see you in the battle. So, again, scroll on down, sign on up, and get into the battle. Ow! You better get into it. Thank you guys for watching. Now sign up.